Hey guys, Devall here from ToyWorldOrder.com, coming to you with a brand new review. You know, behind me on the shelf here is the amazing Power Lords line from Revell in the 80s. Now, Revell was not known for action figures in the 80s, they were known for models. And they decided to get into the action figure line. They got the services of acclaimed sci-fi artist Wayne Barlow to design all the creatures, all the aliens, all the characters, all the vehicles, everything. And it's an amazing line that stands out today next to most action figure lines just because of its amazing attention to detail, its creativity. For the 80s, these figures were a little bit ahead of their time. They're very, very cool, like Mr. Psydot here, who's pretty cool. I don't know if you can see his tongue. He's got a little tongue that flicks in and out. It's kind of cool. These figures, the vehicles, the playset, everything for the two series that this line was around is simply amazing. To me, as a collector, I love this line. And I was very thrilled to find out that the Four Horsemen Studios, the company behind the current relaunch and redesign of Mattel's Masters of the Universe line with Masters of the Universe Classics, among many, many other toy lines throughout the years, current and past. They are the current license holder for a brand new series of Power Lords figures, and they have started with their line with a few releases, such as the awesome PowerCon exclusive, so Elite Power Soldier and a Power Soldier, which is pretty cool. These figures are awesome. These are all Glyos compatible figures that they're releasing, which is pretty cool. And also their New York Comic-Con exclusive GGRAPPTIKK Grunts, which are pretty darn cool. So these are the first 4 figures out for this line, and they're pretty amazing. And today I'm going to give you a look at all 4 of these figures in depth, as well as give you a little peek at them next to their original vintage counterparts. So let's sit back and take a look at a review of these awesome new Four Horsemen Studios creations. Both the Power Soldiers and the GGRAPPTIKK Grunts arrived individually bagged with a full-color Power Lord sticker on the front and each piece numbered. Now let's take a look at the Power Soldiers here first. Both the soldiers are actually different ranks here. The solid white with black details is one of the Elite Power Soldiers, and the solid black with red details is a regular Power Soldier. Now, the details and sculpting on these guys are amazing. As usual, the Horsemen have hit it out of the park with these guys. While both here share the same body sculpts, the heads here are completely different. The Elite Soldier's head has a half mask with a breather piece here, while the regular Soldier's mask goes all the way down the head here. Now, both of these soldiers feature some great articulation. The Horsemen have created an amazing hybrid here, the Glyos compatible figure with some amazing action figure articulation and joints built into the shoulders, elbows, knees, and ankles. The figures are also both packaged with a gun and a staff. The figures can hold these in either hand here. The gun can be held in a few different ways. The figures can hold it with one hand. Using both the handles, he can hold the gun two-handed and can carry the gun around by the handle at the top of the gun. The weapons here are a great vintage throwback to the gun that's packaged with the classic Revell figure Atom Power. The figures break down here into 16 separate pieces. The Glyos system here works well with these figures, but I find that my big fingers sometimes have a bit of an issue when I try to plug these back together. And of course, using the soldiers here in a Glyos figure, we can kinda mix and match some parts. This was about the best I could do, and it's a bit disturbing to say the least. I think I will call him Stumpy. Now with the soldiers, you can mix and match their parts very easily here, and I made this mishmash of soldiers here. I kinda like the look of it, to be honest. Now the GGRAPPTIKK Grunts here are much bigger than the soldiers, and they tower over them. While the soldiers here stand 4 inches, the Grunts actually stand a little over 5 inches. The details on the Grunts are amazing. And while both the Grunts are these awesome neon colors, the sculpts here from head to feet are simply amazing. The Grunts are packaged with a long-handled mace staff here, which harkens back to the vintage Revell GGRAPPTIKK figure's weapon. except here they have a much longer handle. They can hold the staff in either of their gripping hands, as one set of hands on the arms is sculpted to grab items, while the other pair is sculpted to be kind of open-palmed. Now, the grunts here feature the same Glyos-infused action figure articulation, so you're able to get them into some really cool poses. My only complaints on these guys is that I wish all four of the arms had a joint to move them independently of one another, much like the vintage figure of GGRAPPTIKK, who these figures are based on. And the waist connection here seems a little loose, mostly because of the hip guard piece. Now, it's a separate piece, and when the figure's connected, it just feels a bit flimsy. Then again, it could just be my version of this one character. Now, the figures break down into 16 pieces. Now, while you can mix and match pieces of the grunts to one another, you can't really mix and match parts to the power soldiers due to the different sculpts and smaller pegs used on the bodies in some areas. You can use a few pieces here and there, but full mixing and matching of these parts is really out of the question. Now, these are really great figures, and while they are sold out on StoreHorsemen.com, I would recommend signing up for one of the 3 Power Lord fan club levels on the site. All the club members get first access to new figures before the general public, so if you want these figures as they come out from this point forward, you'd better go sign up now. Now, with this appetizer out of the way, I say bring on the main course. Bring on Atom Power and Griptog and Psydot and all the rest of the awesome characters from this line. And until next time, gang, keep playing with your toys.